necessarily have the greatest of spring seasons that are going to be looking to set some upsets in that conference bracket.
I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. I know a lot of these teams have worked very hard to get where they are, but there's just something about that underdog Cinderella story where these lower seeds are able to find ways to topple some of these big teams in these big moments. So those are the moments and the days that I live for. Certainly excited for that state championship, but man, I can't reiterate how amazing today has been. Every single one of our series, from the Rocket League to the Valorant, has had a minimum of one or more overtimes. We've gotten to the best of sevens in Rocket League. We're here in overtimes in Valorant. It's coming down to the wire. So honestly, I'm just ecstatic to be a part of this wonderful weekend.
It's been amazing. It's been awesome getting to see the kids play in person. I know we got some interviews going yesterday. We had those interview setups being moved kind of all the way around. And this third map is truly going to decide who walks away with the Independence Trophy. We are going to see. Let's hop into bind in our agent select.
Here we go. Right back into bind we go. I feel like these team names might be on the wrong side there, as Lena Del Slay is back toward that ISO that we talked about. Now, already on the Brimstone. So mixing it up a little bit themselves. They've been top fragging his home, and they said, hey, I can do it as Brimmy with the Stimmy too. Bion on the breach. And honestly, I'm really liking this composition from Central Buck South.
It's really awesome. I think overall, you get Yoru from the other side, you get the Tejo possibly hovered, but as you said, for Central Buck South, you get the ISO, you get the possibility for those 1v1 fights, and then I think the bigger thing is how that Cypher is going to be utilized. We saw actually in that last map, both teams selected Cypher. In that first one, we only got one team selecting it, so we're actually going to get a Cypher mirror here, and I just really hope they lock in the Phoenix, and of course, as I say that, they'll go away from it.
Yeah, Cypher's so good on bind. It's hard to not use a Cypher here. Killjoy maybe can supplement in, but Cypher is just so good in these maps. And so we do see Simple's back on that jet. They've got High on the Sky, who's been there for the majority of it. So really only that big change for them is Migustas on that raise. But obviously was raised last map. I think breached the first map. So not a ton of changes here. CB South back to that composition that worked for them in map 1, minus the fact that we do have Artie from the Omen here onto the Brimmy.
Not too many changes, and it is one map to decide it all. Who will be Division 1 Independence champions? After this, that's the question we have to answer. CB South, attacking side, Lower Moreland, defensive side. Let's have ourselves a pistol round.
Let's have ourselves a pistol round. Indeed, the only pistol round that CB South has been able to win came in that first series in the first half. Other than that, Lower Moreland has been able to take the last three. So you got to find a way to win at least one of these pistol rounds in one of the halves, really to help set yourself apart. But right now we see a 3-1-1 split for Central Buck South as they begin to kind of shift toward this B site.
Ready to go with the paint shells. We'll lay him back behind the tube. The entry is there. Nobody checked. Nobody checked. The corners were not cleared out, and unfortunately for CB South, that entry is completely shut down. Control Alt Phil puts them down, and Bayon's able to battle back. Quickly though, this Lower Moreland defensive side is able to just get the job done, and CB South really just trying to find answers to this early push that was really well directed. Drago, the re-entry on the right click, the dagger tried for, but High will steal that away.
My man was going for a knife in round number 1. You talked about turning up the excitement and having some fun, and well, I think Rays was trying to do just that, but Lower Moreland will win this pistol round once more, and able to buy into this one here as well. For Central Buck South, they really need to try to stay around that 1,800 mark to solidify the fact that they could all find a full buy here in round number 3.
And they're going to go with some scoped weaponry, good at taking down unshielded opponents. High is going to go for a little jiggle peek, corner jumpy jumps, you could call it, and we'll pull out the Ares. He's got the bird. He'll see pretty much everybody, and then the spray is there as well. It is going to be Ultimate Orb claimed from the showers. For CB South, though, the follow-up is going to be really tough. These walls absolutely paper thin. The reload going to come through. Only 100 bullets left to go. Artie looks for the engage. Both the outlaw shots miss. Simples, Megustas too. They both got their picks. Artie from behind finds one. It's a 2-for-1 trade as, unfortunately, Artie falls to their teammates' utility.
Now those paint shells not painting a pretty picture there for Artie, but Protein looks to back it up. Some nice judge shots, but it's Simples and Kia Scotty to wrap it up here. They'll take round number 2, but CB South did what you minimally ask for in an eco round, and that's find at least 2 picks. So something to work off of now that they have a full buy here in round number 3.
Or Moreland, however, now 2 straight pistol round wins. Had the one to start off their flurry on the previous map on the back half of it, and now the pistol round win here. Interestingly enough, I love the patience that we got to see overall from Phil, causing the reckoning in those early rounds. CB South now need an answer. They should have some extra economy to deal with, and already the stim is going to go on through. Double smoke to cut off that sightable area, looking for the early plant. Megustas 2 still with that shotgun is putting in work. CB South is going to look for the rotate. They will hit the teleporter, but going to be working into a Cypher camera.
Tough to make these pushes onto B when it's basically Cypher's little playground over here, and these shots bring it out through the smoke here. Phil with that spray in toward Hookah. We talk about how paper thin these walls can be in Valorant. They will slow things down just a bit here on the side of CB South. Already able to find this pick onto Phil, which means no more Cypher trips to have to deal with here.
Drago's in a really good spot. Timing is everything. Drago sees them both! Gets the headshot and lingers. It's only going to be the Sky to defend this A site. And High only has the Ghost to work with. The regen shield will be nice to get themselves back up to 25 in that marker. But it is only, like we said, the lesser weaponry to try this retake.
There's a bit of a double flank coming in, though. They're going to opt to stick together and pressure through showers here as well. Now on the pre-fire, they're going to give up a little bit of intel, but they're picking up that speed as they hear that spike slowly ticking away, and it's already on the wraparound to find High. Simples, though, on that flank, was able to pick off ISO. We'll bait out the defusal as Artie finds the triple, and now it's all down to Kia Scotty, who gets dropped by and Central Buck South will take that important full buy round.
Punish them.
It's a really nice round just for the confidence. I mean, you talk about working your game plan, being able to invest into the Drago stock, lingering around. I mean, that single play caused Lower Moreland a 15 to 20 second delay on their rotation to the A site. And then once that was already done, I mean, you talk about A, if you don't have that high ground control, it's just really, really tough to retake or even hold for that matter. CB South, though, looking to go back-to-back here.
Artie steps out and talk about it, popping heads and getting bread. My man doing it early on the Simples as well, who has been a bit of an arch nemesis here for CB South. They'll be able to use this player advantage to pressure forward. We hear the ults raining down as well, but Brim not going to find anything off of that as Phil finds a 2-piece of their own.
A little bit of back and forth. Megustas 2 only has the shotty to work with. Oh, the knife! Oh, it's so deadly! The plant goes down finally. But the Roomba Boomba will catch him. One shotgun shot will take care of it. They'll finally hit the swap. Bulldog in the inventory. Quick little pack to get themselves over the elbow. And the re-center is going to go huge. The Phantom with only 10 bullets. Crossfire's good. And Artie's got a multi-kill. CB South, how about the evener?
Right back in it. This is where they failed a little bit in that last series on Haven. And, you know, we saw Lower Moreland able to put up 7 in a row there. So already doing a much better job of keeping it close, especially on this attacking side where we often talk about how these two-site maps, it does slightly favor the defensive side, but that's not always on the case. I feel like with Bind, it also kind of matters about that play style and those compositions that we see.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, you talk about the choices that you make can ultimately be the decision to give you some of that confidence. or can just disrupt what your opponents have planned. No Tejo this time around. For Phil, will sit a little bit further back with the shorty, trying to play that defensive structure as CB South quickly overtake the elbow positioning with smoke. Drago's got a headshot, and it's going to be Phil waiting for the shot. There's the shorty dually. Already able to quickly take them down, and it's a nice little B-side opener. So the Eco has only gotten one, but a little bit of a pincer play coming through.
Yeah, Scotty looking to create a frenzy with that frenzy. Simple and that riot gun buddy as well there for Simple, showing off some of the drip there as well. Drago though does find Keo. Simples will be spotted, and with that, a really tough 4v1 retake here. They've got an ult to work with, but in this situation, most likely going to hold onto it for a following round here. Maybe look to get an exit frag or so, but it's Protein that packs the power punch here, and with that, Central Buck will find their first lead of bind.
And I think it's a really important lead to focus on for CB South. They're ones that have been playing a little bit slower, methodical rippers on their attacking sides in the previous two maps. This has just been really, really fast. The one way to take over what you called Cypher's playground to be is to go in quickly with the Rays, destroy some of those tripwires, and then force them to retake. And it's those early picks that are really giving them some rounds. We'll see if they can continue it for the rest of the map.
CB South's been playing pretty spread on offense as well, trying to get some early noise toward a direction, but Simple's finding Bion and the spike here off rip is not what they were hoping for here in round number 6. And High will thread the needle onto Artie. Protein returns that favor back toward that A side onto Simples, but I was going to send out that dog for a bit of intel here toward Showers.
Ooh, a tasty treat at the end of the pathway. Why not? CB South looking for a juicy round here. All the push through A declined from the vision sightlines here, and of course having to use one of those smokes to block off the A short entrance. It's Rays via Rays on the sightline duel. The lower Moreland doesn't know where they are yet. That double tap is going to expire. Undercut goes wide right. The cage is going to be double utilized here as High gets one. It's the Boba that trades. It's just the one player though for CB South. Drago trying to breathe fire and survive a 1v3.
Drago, we've seen him pull off some crazy things earlier today. Unfortunately, just hopping on through, he finds the first, but it's High to return fire. A triple kill, and lower Moreland ties it up once more.
That's a really nice blind kill, especially just setting up that crossfire, knowing if one dies, you just start shooting to take them down. I think for lower Moreland, one of the interesting things about overall what they do, we said a very even team, a very well-rounded team. Even when they're losing or winning these rounds, they are getting a ton of kills. They're already up to 3 ultimates.
3 ults on deck here, 2 for CB South as well. And we can see Phil setting up these trips over here. That playground continues, but honestly, these trips have been put up in virtually the same spot almost every time. So if it's something that CB South can take a mental note of, they can easily drop those down with the paint shells or something of the manner. A lot of utility being used early, though, and Drago able to find the first one.
That's a huge little double pick here, actually, to start. That is both of the duelists from lower Moreland down, and that's just going to shut down the aggression. It is going to be the work from the spawn side. Lower Moreland, they've got 3 players, but they chose the wrong site to defend.
Sometimes it's a bit of a gambling game, but they will have to work back for that retake. At least the Seekers are there as well, and they're going to give out that intel toward the heaven side, but the Showstopper popped a bit early here, and they jump out before that animation is done. The Showstopper immediately stopped away, and now lower Moreland has an opportunity.
Problem is going to be where this spike is planted. It is just so safe for the positions of A main. Lost another player though. CB South is starting to run out of time. Ping is there, and the heck is going to rain down from the sky. Artie takes one, Drago's got another, and the time is too far gone. Artie wants the kill for themselves. Everybody dies towards the spike, and CB South gets their 4.
Everybody going down, but that's all that really matters is getting that notch up there in that win round column. So they'll be back into the lead here as well. Drago this time, the first to double-digit kills with Artie not far behind. 9-3 for the Brim, 10-4 for the Cypher here, but there's an Odin in the hands of Sky, and Phil's back on that Bucky.
Love it. The shotguns have really been the playmakers overall. I think that's the most fun shotguns we've had all season long. I'm gonna say it. The shorties, the Buckies, everything in between. And now a chance for High to use the opposite of a shotgun. The old LMG ripping down towards that V-long kind of area. It's gonna be Drago thinking about playing Limbo with this tripwire.
The game of Limbo never hurt anybody, but Drago will find a nice headshot here as he pins the bullet onto the dome, and now toward the back of the site. Drago looking to clear it out just a bit more. They are going to eliminate that other opponent that was back there, and so you see him with that 5v3, 2 coming through Hookah, 1 through Spawn. The Roomba's not going to pick up on it, and Migustas finds one, but Lena Del Slay, the quick return, and now that rotation around toward the long side here from Simple.
Kiascati has got a really big chance to isolate these if can play the smoke well, but it is just going to be Lana Del Slay to clean them up. TV South on a 2-site map in map number 3 of the D1 Independence Championships are just bringing it to the Lion.
I mean, it's so close. It's so hard to tell this early, though, because as soon as someone gets a 2 or 3 round lead, the other team seems to find a way to reel it back. It wasn't the case on Haven, however, and maybe Central Buck South looking to do something similar here to Lower Moreland. They've now got that 2-point cushion, and for Lower Moreland, the economy in a bit of shambles at the moment. They'll be working with a little bit of thrifty action of their own, but Simple on this sheriff. The Deagle Demon has come alive.
That's insane. What a shot, what a dash as well. CB South is already down a player. However, can they follow up on it? They've got a pretty much free ultimate orb, thank you. RT's gonna grab up and start building towards that ultimate. Interesting with this setup. It's a 3-2 setup in favor of A for the defense because they have all that Cypher trips there. Instead, CB South are gonna be attacking their weak site in terms of utility, but not in terms of players. They don't check left, and Protein is going to look for the clear. Artie gets 1, Artie gets 2. 1 shall hide under the windowsill, and Megusta 2 will delay as the teleport comes through.
I hear that audio cue for the teleport. We can see Megustas here tucked in toward Garden. Does he know that Cypher's lurking in Hookah here? Blind will come out toward the A site. Drago does find Raze over on that B site, which completely opens it up. Do they tech the cubby? No, it's Phil. Finds Artie, upgrades the weapon here as well. And now that spike down in a very awkward position. Cypher rotating around through Spawn's side. Brian, just has to slow things down a little bit and allow this flank to come in.
They're going to know the position of these two players, but can they fight them? Phil, it's the shot through the wall. The box clear isn't there, and Phil gets a 3K. A thrifty from Lower Moreland, all off that early Sheriff shot. They started the snowball, used the neural theft wisely, and pick up their 4th round on defense.
Great job here by Lower Moreland to slowly battle back. That's what we talked about. 2 or 3 round lead doesn't mean much in a series between these two schools, or these two teams rather, as they continue to go back and forth in this game of tug of war. 12 now for Artie and Drago. Both squads full weaponry and armor here, but whoever wins this one most likely will go on to win that next one as well, and Artie starts it off on the right foot.
What a beautiful little A-push here. They are just aggressing. Phil able to stunt it for just a second. That cage delays him for even longer, too. Through the wall, some of that utility dump. It's just gonna be nice to see, but High is just right in their face. They want to try and deny this plant, but they expended a lot of forward-facing bodies. Simple, this flank is good for 1. Looks right and tries to get the quick poke touch, but it's a 2v2. No plant down just yet.
Unable to find it. Simples on the Jiggle Peak with that pre-fire. Did eventually spot one over there toward that lamps, but it's Migustas from behind. The 2 pieces there, and once more, we're all tied up 5-5.
Another even game, exactly how we would wish it. Here in map number 3, the decider map of the Division 1 Independence Championships. And CB South, again, they are the #2 seed, but they are the ones that came in with the upset in the first round over Lower Moreland. They made it to this top position, and they have the power to try and change their fate with 2 rounds left to go in the half.
It's 2 more rounds here to try and solidify that round half win, or potentially that tied half as well. Up close and personal, though, it's Me Gustas. Raise on raise violence as Protein will fall, and with that, we'll look to pressure in toward this flank here. There is a Cypher trip. The ISO doesn't catch anything, but Lena finds Simples. Kia, Scotty, and Bion trades back of their own as the showstopper looks to come in from behind.
Here's that speed, ready to turn the corner. Everybody's just running from it, so it goes wide. Still a 3v3 here. Phil will regain the speed all the way through elbow, but it's all a bait and switch. Hook, line, and sinker. CB South, free sight indeed.
With that, they'll get that plant here as well. Still a 3v3, as you mentioned, though. Cypher has taken a lot of space in toward this spawn side. Could find an easy pick towards Sky and does. So Drago able to get that one. The intel will come out from that. Amigostas, utility in hand, but Brimmy doesn't connect on the shots. The paint shells will be held on to for just a bit. Drago from the heavens above will rain down the triple kill, and CB South back up on top. Guarantee themselves a tied half at a minimum.
Really nice round as well. You talk about the bait and switch, you talk about their speed, and I've loved that so much that they've had a real switch of the tone of what they've wanted to put forward, and that teleport is so wisely used after they bait everybody over. They've got one final round left in this half, and there's 2 ultimates left on the board that you can't save into that next round.
Yes, this
Can't take them with you. If you got them, use them, or you're just gonna lose them. Simple. The shot, the dash, and just barely missed by the hair on the chinny chin as Drago presses forward. Already fighting Kia, Scotty, and already gets Simples. CB South is firing on all cylinders once more. The ult rains down. It does a little damage as through that window the paint shells will be tucked, but it's not enough to deny the plant.
Phil's on a flank. That reload almost gets him killed. Instead, Protein waiting on the other side, the teeth of the door, clicking and exiting together. High gets one, but CB South is on a tear. Drago with a double, and minimal HP is how they get it done. Bye-bye, Drago. You're now Protein's food, and that's the 7th for CB South to end off the half.
Great end to the half for them as well. We talked about how it often can be a little bit more of a defensive side, but that's not always the case here. And so CB South, early success on that attacking side. It'll be up to Lower Moreland to do the same. And again, it's one of these things where that pistol round can make or break a team in the long run. If Central Buck South finds the pistol round, we potentially could be looking at a 9-5.
And that would be really nice for CB South. The question is going to be where they truly hold with this Cypher. B is the ideal target. You can cut off a lot of those great entryways, but A instead is going to be held off with some of the players. The ghost in hand of Protein, the 13 bullets in the magazine as well. And Simples, we know how deadly they are with the Sheriff. The flick isn't quite there. Through the wall! What a dastardly play. The headshot falls, and now the re-engage onto A. Artie has the pistol, but not long for this world. Great side take. Lower Moreland 5-on-3.
planted.
Got that advantage to work with. We talked about how they need to clutch up this pistol round to start off on the right foot. Up top, utility raining down here as well. And now that blind to follow. The pressure shortly after is you see Drago able to find the first one, but High and Migustos answer back as Lena will find one before being chopped down over here in Lamps. And Lower Moreland starting their attacking side off on the right foot.
Lower Moreland had to fall down to the lower side of this bracket to even make it towards this point. Central Bucks, by the way, have played Lower Moreland for 3 straight series. The first one was a loss, 9-13. The second one was a sweep. They bounced back. This is the rubber match, and Lower Moreland really battling back from it. With the economy they have, they could quickly make this a 7-7.
should be looking at a time game after this, because usually when you win that pistol round, you go on to win the second one. And when you got to deal with the judge, the jury, and the verdict of Me Gustos, it's not easy to do. Simples making it look simple with the Spectre through it. And Me Gusta, you talked about the shoddy action earlier, and it's staying hot, baby.
This is the best shotgun game we've had. We said it all series long, all season long. It's the double off the paint shells. Flawless from the Gustas 2. And that is just, what a crazy play.
They continue to find these crazy plays back and forth, but this will be that bonus round here for Lower Moreland. And for CB South, they're able to find this full buy, a full set of rifles. So a round that on paper they should win. They need to capitalize on here as well, because I feel like if you give any one of these teams an inch, they are looking to run that mile here as we get ready for round number 15.
It's a big one. Really is for these two teams. If you want to take this series, this one could ultimately decide it. Just the start of the Rolling Stone that could cause the avalanche. Paint shells again are going to decimate the health bars, but the shotgun is decimating even more. 1-for-1 trade off the low health bar duel, and Simples is ready for the re-engage. Already off the hip, will hit him through the wall, but again, another bait. Lower Moreland has a free sight here on B.
Breach was almost off the site here completely before being able to step back, but realistically just needs to wait for the teammates to get into position here, and they've got teammates to cover that spawn sign. Already moving forward toward elbow. Beautiful crosshair placement as Kia Scotty goes down high on that Ares. Able to find Protein as Lena answers back, and now tucked in toward Hookah is the Sky. They've been spotted, and Lena Del Slay will go on a tear. Central, Buck South, back up on top by one.
I love that ability to retake. I mean, I've said it so many times, as much as their offensive side looks clean, I think CB South, their win condition is playing this defensive side to perfection, not giving up too much. You see, they're willing to back up. They're willing to say, okay, Magustas do, we can take a 1-for-1. That's fine with us. We'll take that trade all day because we trust in our retake. Drago's up to 18, Artie's up to 17, and CB South is looking to go on a run.
Gusta 17 as well, high 11. Two players from both teams into that double-digit mark. Now, we've got the showstopper. It's the only ult on deck here for Lower Moreland, or either team, rather, as Simples will find that first pick as we see the utility being dropped, and now that pressure happening toward the B site.
Grenade!
8 shells laid behind the tube. We'll push Artie over towards the cubby. The redirect isn't going to be there, and here's the big booming rocket. Clearing, looking, anybody want a rocket? Who wants a rocket? Who wants a rocket? First bidder, nope, nobody wants it. Sold to the tube, and CB South sold out on players. They've only got 2 themselves.
Protein able to find that pick, though, to reel it back just a bit on the jiggle of the peak. They know there's one on site, and one in Hookah as well. From the elbow, shots ring out by, and not able to connect here as well. Time slowly ticking away. The Roomba Protein fell, trades it back, and again, all down to buy-in here.
That spike's still on its first level. 19 bullets in the tank. Simples is just waiting patiently. It is planted a little bit weirdly here. It's gonna bait it out for the first one. There's the shots, the trade. Simples goes down. Defuse is on. Phil needs to re-engage. It's up to half here. Can't be held, and the spray, the shots, and the pistol. Oh, buy-in put out the work on that double, but it will be a Lower Moreland victory.
Glad I was muted there. I just screamed in your ear louder than I wanted to, but luckily no harm, no foul. Excitement all the way around here in Lower Moreland. Tying it up once more we go. The economy in a bit of shambles here for CB South as well. It's not the best of places for Lower Moreland either, but I would say slightly better here, and they've got a little bit better of an alt economy here as well. This could be a tough round for CB South.
It's gonna take some heroics, especially with Simples on these daggers. Opens up through, no! Protein takes him down. Won't get rewarded with the weaponry, but it is a nice kill to start things off. 25 on the HP count for Protein. And now for Lower Moreland, I mean, those daggers were actually a big piece of your offense. Do you just choose to go B now that you know the raise is here?
Now we saw him with the Sky and the Astra baiting utility over there to keep those members of CV South tucked toward that A site, but it's Lena tucked inside, finding one with a classic before being traded out here by Phil. And because of that delay, the plant not able to go down just yet. It'll eventually get there from Kia Scotty, as we see Phil setting up his little playground toward this B side and a 4v3 retake, excuse me, for CV South.
They've got Astro Divide if they need it. It's going to be Protein working their way in, but it's the stars and galaxies raining above in the form of bullets. Already by, and they both got Sheriff shotties, and it's into a one-on-one. The flash is there. We'll go around. We'll actually catch out the first of the two. Nope, already just shuts it down. That's a thrifty round, and off a rifle kill, CV South is just finding some ground here late in the series.
Tell you, that already sure is a smarty, man. What great plays there around that. Finding that halfway defusal point, knowing that the pressure is coming in here as well. And so great situational awareness from Artie, able to sit back toward the back of the site, finds him up top, gives himself plenty of time to find that pick and get that defusal. That was a scrappy round for CB South as well. And so now not only did they take that lead, but they have the economy to work with. And all of a sudden the economy, the weaponry, and the alt economy has shifted to favor CB South.
They have got it all. And if it wasn't enough, they've got a 4-player stack here on the A side with double Cypher trips ready and waiting. Ooh, there's a little tripwire. Dago's gonna find that information. Magustas 2 finds theirself a shoddy kill. It's these openers over and over. Arnie, though, the swing around the side, it's just too clean. Double for double, and Magustas 2 has only got the Vandal to work with. Full house could be on the cards. CB South has got control.
They're almost fighting each other for kills at this point. We saw him with the judge there as Protein was trying to come in, but Drago was just snatching him away in a moment's notice, and Artie on the triple kill. Magustas 2 goes down. It's a two-piece for Drago as well, and they don't even have to expend very many ults there in that round. So a 2-point cushion, the weapons, the ults still there to work with. And again, on the other side for Lower Moreland, even though they ecoed out a bit and got scrappy, that economy's still not where they'd like it to be.
Still one SMG upgraded to the Bulldog. They have mostly 4 shields is the good news, and they've got some ultimates that can really be a game changer. They're not necessarily kill ultimates, though. They have that neural theft that can grab them some information, but both teams have that, to be fair. Do need a kill to activate that. It's going to be the trap wire that finds the doggo's feet. And now the work forward here. Double tap activated very, very early, but it's perfectly timed. Gets that first one done and dusted. It's the paint shells to combine for the ISO kill. The behind the back swing. Drago's got a double. And it's all very quickly over. CV South, the lightning bolt of a round to bring them to 11.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've had that back and forth for the majority of these series, but much like in that previous one, it happens a little later here, but CB South starting to extend that lead a little bit. Now 3 rounds again, not expending many ults. Lower Moreland opted to use 1 in that previous round, so 1 versus 3 as far as ult economy goes. Now, as far as this timeout goes, I think this is a really wise decision here by Lower Moreland. I often say, you know, 4 to 6 is that magic number. If you lose that many rounds in a row, even 3 at times, it's good to call a timeout, look to slow the momentum of the other squad down, and then also talk over strategies, not just for this round, but the following round as well.
Just making sure everybody has got the same mindset, on the same page, and obviously, if you have something you want to plan in terms of, okay, this is the setup we want, this is the exact weaponry, we have this, that, or the other ultimates, and specifically for CB South, you can use this as a timeout in your own right. Talk it over, get ready to lock it in, because you are just 2 rounds away from hoisting a D1 trophy.
2 rounds is all it's going to take here. Already 24, Drago right behind them with 23. They've got ultimates to work with to look to close it out. Bayern's won his way as well, so really, they just have to expend about 2 ults, look to solidify it, use the next 2 in that following round. They do got an op in hand as well for Protein.
That's so big. There are some really long angles overall on this map. And, you know, for CB South, I mean, these 3 ultimates could realistically just shut everything down that Lower Moreland wants to plan. Magustus 2 is going to try and get the ultimate online at least. That shotgun has been so deadly, but with the long angles being played at B, it can sometimes just be really tough to find those entryways.
Slow and methodical here. Simples pressuring in. Hear that paint shell rain out. Now they continue to duke it out. Sprays come in. Not a ton of rounds left in the mag. And it's Drago to offer an assisting hand up in toward heaven. He will be your angel as Simples falls down. Kia Scotty, though, catches Reina Del Slay, Slack, and Migusta. Kia back and forth. And Lower Moreland looking to take this round.
Got a raise on as well if they want it. Bayern, the only one left alive. The one little asterisk is there is low health bars. There's the first. Over one towards the right. It's not really a super huge crossfire. If they could just go through, clear their angles here, could go on. The Boombot gonna be destroyed, but starting to run out of time. The Flash is gonna go through, trying to clear out showers, but that tripwire is gonna eat you alive and a tri-fire through the box. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Lower Moreland up to 9.
They said they are not ready to be done just yet as they continue to hang on by a thread here. Now 2 away from tying it up, but CB South has invested well. They've got the economy to work with and will be able to full buy back into this one. 3 ultimates on both sides here as well. We could be in for a really gritty round here.
I hope so. I just want some more overtime. I mean, this series deserves it. It's going to be a couple of tripwires laid behind to watch for those possible pesky flankers. It is going to be a nice little trip set up on A with camera watching over the site. Seekers are going to be used from Lower Moreland. That's information that they know players are here on B. They want to go fast. Undercut connects on Megustas too, so decides not to go just yet.
With that judge in hand here as well. We can hear him pressing in. Simples, though, through the elbow, finding that first pick on the Drago. The plant will go down. Migustas has that showstopper out, but can't let the rocket fly before it expires. On the site here with that judge, that rolling thunder. Will knock him off just a bit. The blind there as well. Already able to pick up on Migustas, who was hiding inside, and now they got to worry about Gordon and elbow.
Elbow's cleared, but it's not from spawn. The defuse will be held, though. Will be killed away. Kaya Scotty able to get the final kill in there. And honestly, double digits for both of these 2 teams. CB South, it felt like they had that round, but just couldn't deal with the reclear from Lower Moreland.
Yeah, the utility was too good. They had a little bit more time to give. Maybe should have been just a bit more patient there, but both teams expending a decent amount of ultimates there. So we've just got the one in the hands of both of the ciphers, ironically. And the economy, a little rough once more for CB South. They've had a lot of thrifty rounds that have gone in their favor. They're going to need one more.
10 to 11. Could not be closer here. The Doggo. Chomp's Protein. Does the smoke save him? Yep, for now. They escape back over towards the extra lamp cushioning. With an angle on that archway, it's going to be a quick rotation overall from Lower Moreland. There is still double tripwires here and a camera, though, to watch their entry.
They're looking to stampede toward that site. ISO already on that rotation around through spawn. The paint shells look to clear the back of the site, and they go dealing with that smoke for the time being. Shots ring out with that Sheriff. Not able to find the mark just yet. Sky dangerously low as Migusta will look for that Roomba for a bit of intel. It's Kia, Scotty, and Migusta to combine for 2. And shots continue to ring out from the spawn side here, but Bayern not able to connect, and Lower Moreland's got the spike down.
It's a big plant. Protein, though, is in a great spot to challenge. Unfortunately, they lost their spawn side angle to this tri-fire. It's going to be through the smoke, kind of a one-way. Seeing the feet seize, Protein takes another. Vulnerable for just a moment. Paint shells to delay the tube. Drops down, gets killed. And it's all down to Artie. Artie took a kill, actually, with the paint shells on the tube, but needs to clear it fast enough. Artie drops the smoke on themselves. But with the Astra utility still very much up and alive, Scotty denied! Artie can't get the defuse, and what a swing of events. Lower Moreland gets a reluctant round.
My, oh my, have so many of these rounds been close, but Lower Moreland finds a way to get 3 in a row now to tie things up. The economy will find its way back into the hands of CB South off that scrappy round that they almost solidified. So a full buy here for both of these squads, but to go up to match point, to series championship point first has to feel great. Both of these teams looking to do so here.
It's right there in front of you. 2 ultimates up and available for the Lions. CB South, they are going to have to play a strong defense here, and Gustus too. I don't know if they know there's another one on the other side of this cage. Played very far forward. Drago wanting to blow this round open. And with those tripwires, just can't get the destruction on it. Drago takes some bullets for their cause. The 3-way entry through B long could be huge, but they could also go for that teleport. Drago gets a massive clutch factor and information to boot.
Huge pick there. Hi, Lena. Both finding picks of their own, but that ego peek through the smoke. That shield helps out so much for ISO. They find High, but it's Scotty on a return back. There's still 2 ults here. Drago has spotted Simples, who have made their way on toward the site. Already taking a ton of damage here as the spray continues to come out. Bion with the help, and it's all down to Simples. Bion for 2. Central Buck South has done it first. They're now sitting at championship point.
Really, really good round there. And overall, it's the confidence. Drago all day long has been near the top of the scoreboard, has done it on so many different agents, and this time around on the Cypher starts that round off with a bang, lets the delay come through, and then that follow-up shots through the box. Never gave up control of the A side. CB South, tournament points.
Get out of my way.
Tournament point, but Lower Moreland's got those 3 ults as well. We see the blades coming out here instantly. Paint shells toward lamps as well, but already up back here for the time being. The dog goes out, not able to spot anyone just yet. Should spot the Brimmy here as the blast pack goes on to site. Looking to get in toward the back of lamps there with the judge, and they find Artie. That's going to be a huge pick here for Lower Moreland.
The spike is down, though. The spike is down. They're engaging on this site with nothing to work forward to. They have the knives, sure, but a slow flank is coming, cutting off their rotation. This is a really bad scenario for Lower Moreland. They need to fight their way out of it, and they can't get to. It's all down to Gustus 2. There's the first. There's the headshot. 2 more. No! Lana Del Slays sets the table, and CB South feast on the victory. 2-1 in the series.
Central Buck South finds a way to pull it out at 11-13. We had a couple overtimes. We had some close games throughout the series. Only game number 2 was won decisively by Lower Moreland. Already 27-11, 327, 3 first bloods, and his teammate Drago 5 first bloods as well, all not coming from duelists, as they have one heck of a performance here to close out the day.
I mean, back-to-back series wins against this Lower Moreland squad is just insane to see at the end of the season after, like we said, they lost 9-13 in the final week of the regular season. The Lions put up a really good fight, especially that map number 2 was all them. They found the most decisive win out of the series, but they couldn't find another map win in its entirety. This team is going to be exciting to see their overall offense move to the state playoffs, but it is CB South who are walking away your D1 Independence Valorant champions.
Huge congratulations to them as they are crowned the champs here as well. But as we talked about earlier, we very well could see two teams like this clash again in those state champions. Lower Moreland had a phenomenal season there. Obviously, things didn't quite go their way in the postseason, but with as close as every single one of these games were, again, huge shout out to them. They've fought tooth and nail to really put on an absolute cinema for us here today.
Well, that was a good one, and the good news is we're not done yet. We've still got more Valorant action. And okay, you wanted Lower Moreland to win. You want